Hello and welcome to Throwdown Thursdays. My name is David and today I'm joined by my good friend and fellow teammate Ashley.
Hello.
And today we are playing LoveCraft Letter. This plays exactly the same as the previous Love Letter games. However, there are 9 additional cards, all of the same number. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a 0. They all have the same effect as their counterparts, but they also have a second effect, which is called the Insane Effect. If you have one of these cards in front of you, at the beginning of your turn, you have to do an Insanity check where you reveal the top card of the main deck. If it's an insane card, a green card, then you're out of the round. If it's not, then you can continue with your game. The only way to play the second effect is by already having a insane card in front of you. So when you're playing the game, what are you looking at? When you don't want to go out with the the insanity check, do you?
No.
So that kind of stops you from playing them in the beginning, doesn't it?
Sometimes you're forced to. I think now I had the one of the 8 cost cards.
Yeah.
The Necronomicon.
Yeah.
Great name. And so yeah, I was forced to play the insane deep ones. So yeah, sometimes you're forced to, but sometimes the effects on them are pretty good.
I think all of them are pretty good.
Yeah, like you don't really want to pass them up sometimes. You just want to go for it.
Yeah. Obviously, you can tell when people have an insane card in their hand because they play it first.
Yeah.
The first thing they play is an insane card. You're thinking you probably got a second one in your hand. Odds are you kind of want to stay sane, don't you?
Yeah.
So you can win 2 different ways. If you are insane, then you gain a green token. If you are not insane, you gain a gold token. It's 2 gold tokens and you win, or 3 insane tokens and you win. So that kind of changes up as well. And because there's more cards, it goes up to 6 players, which is pretty immense.
Yeah.
So let's just talk about some of the cards. Obviously, when you start the game, there's a 0 that stays out of the game.
Yes.
And it's in combination with the number 5. When you play it, that person that you pick takes that 0, puts it into their hand, and then you take their other card, don't you? And then you have to discard one.
Yeah.
I feel in this game there's a lot of looking into other people's hands, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely a lot more cards that do it. Like you've got obviously the deep ones. You've got the 5 investigators, which is similar from any other love letter that we've played before.
Yeah.
But there's definitely a lot more looking and I think that the addition of the 8 cards make the game slightly longer, but because of the sanity check, it can make the game really quick.
Yeah, it's really horrible.
When you play it for the first time, you feel like, oh, this game's not very good. Like I hate going out on sanity checks, but when you start playing it more and start getting into the rhythm of the game, when you pass the sanity check and you're like, oh my god, I can use one of these green effects now. Yeah, the game's really fun.
Yeah, exactly. Just now you've played the 4. Which is probably, I think, one of the best ones. It makes you immortal for the rest of the game. You can't lose.
Yeah.
You basically can't be kicked out of the round. James here calls 8. He saw your hand.
I said yes.
He saw you had an 8. He called 8. You had it. You carry on playing. You've done 2 insanity checks. You were still in the round, and then you drew into a 1, and then called his 8 because I think you swapped cards, and you both had 8. So you had the Cthulhu at first.
Yeah.
And then he gave you the other 8. So other than the 4, which is pretty powerful, that 8 is pretty good as well. If you have 2 insane cards in front of you, you instantly win the game, which can kind of be a bit scary, can't it?
Yeah,
because
it could be.
When someone's got 2 in front of them, you kind of don't want to pick on them with the 1s or the 5s, which normally the 8 gets you out the round anyway. But if you've got the Cthulhu and 2 others, it's a godsend, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
So when you're playing, do you like to keep? Well, I guess it all depends on what's in your hand. But do you like to keep the insanity cards in your hand more often?
Yeah, I think I like to keep them more. I'd prefer to play the like the normal cards than the insane cards. But like I say, if you do become insane, like I'll just use the 4 there because it protects me for a round. So why not?
Exactly.
If I survive, I survive. If I don't, I don't.
Yeah, obviously we haven't.
But yeah, I would much prefer to play the normal cards than the Cthulhu cards. That's for sure.
So it's like that with Love Letter. It kind of guides you. It's almost set in stone that you are going to win or you're going to lose half the time.
Yeah.
Because it's so random. But there's only so much you can do to change the outcome of the game. But I think these extra abilities from the Insanity are ridiculous. Some of them. Even the 6 is really useful. You can gather everybody's cards into your hand and then give them out however you please. So you can, in a multiplayer game, if you've got 6 people, even 4 people, if you get all of those cards, you give them back to whatever. No one knows who's got what.
Yeah, no, definitely.
But you know everybody.
Exactly.
But I think the insanity check is, like you said, the thing that keeps it kind of the same time span.
Yeah.
Obviously, the more cards, you'd think it would be longer, but because you're doing the insanity check, and sometimes you do double insanity check. Like James just done double insanity check, and he survived it.
Yeah.
Do you find there's only 9, well, there's only 8 insanity cards in the deck. So do you find counting the insanity cards themselves that are out is important?
Oh, I've never actually done that before. I never thought of playing it like that way before. Because normally you're just trying to remember. If you've seen someone else's hand, you're trying to remember what they've got, or if they've knocked someone out with a 3, like James has got there, then you think, oh, what have they got? And you just think about numbers, and then later on in the game you start to work out, okay, this is gone, because you can see everyone's discard pile.
Yeah, of
anyway,
course,
so
exactly.
You haven't got to think too much about what's out there and what's not, because you can see it all.
Yes, that's pretty. I understand what you're saying. The 3 is really good as well. It kicks out anyone who isn't insane, which is really annoying because sometimes you're working so hard not to stay insane because you don't want to go for the sanity check, and then someone who's insane drops the 3 and it kicks you out the round completely. You're like, well, my plan just backfired completely. But that's just how I feel. That's how Love Letter goes, and also the theme of Cthulhu, anything Cthulhu related, it's just so random and just out of the ordinary. Yeah, it's ridiculous. The one thing you don't see often is the 0 going to people's hand, I find. Out of all of them.
Yeah, maybe if there was 2 5 Mygos, then that would be good. Then you'd see it out and play more. But I guess it is it's not a very nice card to have in your hand. Cause you're dead, even if you're sane or insane. Yeah. The minute you discard it, you've lost.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, no, other than that, the game is really, really good. Obviously, well designed. The core of Love Letter is always fun to play anyway. And James wins that one. He wins insane because he wins 3 tokens. That was quite close because you was insane as well. You just needed to win that one. But that was good. So well done, James, on that one.
Yeah, well done, James.
Do you find when you've got a certain insane card in your hand, you think to yourself, I want to try and use this effect?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
100%. Like, I mean, I used it this round, but the 4, the Lie But of Vinus. Yeah. Oh my god, what a card! Seriously, what a card.
At the time, I think. In the recording, you drew it, and he was like, "Hang on a second."
And I was literally, I got the instruction book, and I was reading it. I was like, "Okay, I can't go out."
I think that's how we done it. Yeah. So that was actually the second game we played that night. We played another game. There was one match that I just want to quickly show. So it's this one that's coming up now. It's round 3. It was actually really interesting, and just shows you how good the game can get. So Natalie plays a 7. You play the 7 as well. You got the Mygo. So obviously you can use its effect next turn, which is great. I'm surprised people didn't pick on you. I think at this point you had the most points. So you're probably going to go, depending on what you draw, you'd probably go for the Mygo, wouldn't you? Yeah. And you're going to pick on someone, they're going to gain the brain. So you do your sanity check, you survive, which is nice. So you have the 6, you play the Mygo, you pick on Natalie, so she takes that. You take the Cthulhu from her hand, and because you've already got 2 insanity cards, you have to discard one of those 2 cards. So you discard the Cthulhu and you instantly win. Yeah. Out of nowhere. No one was kicked out. Everyone was still in. And you're just like... It is ridiculous. The tables can turn so quickly. Yeah. I feel with the original Love Letters, they don't turn that quickly.
No. Definitely not.
And this just like skyrockets completely in a random direction. You think you're going to win and just... You either lose to insanity checks or someone pulls off a stunt like that.
Yeah, 100%.
Wins before you even if you know what everyone's got. In this version, I feel like you can't win.
Yeah, I can't think of a game of this that I've played where the deck's run out and we've come down to the last card in our hands.
Yeah, that happens a lot in previous Love Letters, quite a lot. I'd say almost 50-50.
I genuinely can't think of a time where we've come down to the last card.
Someone's lost it on sanity checks, and it can be like that, where you're playing a game, the person next to you does insanity check, they lose, the next person loses, it comes to you and you've won the game. You haven't really done anything. But yeah, it's so random, but all the cards are just amazing. Even the 1 is really good. You can call a 1 on somebody else, and if they don't have it, you get to call again anything else. No, they're like the effects that you've been dreaming of.
Oh yeah,
in your head, and they're just there in real form. But yeah, overall, fantastic contribution to the Love Letter series, I would say.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And a definite must buy. But that's pretty much it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.